Hey, beautiful soul. Today, I want to talk to you about thriving in a Mercury retrograde. We are just into our first Mercury retrograde of 2022. So, I want to talk a little bit about what a retrograde means and really how to thrive in a retrograde. I know retrogrades have this bad reputation for being difficult. So we're going to talk about what a retrograde is and some tips for thriving in this retrograde or any Mercury retrograde. So this retrograde started today, February 14th, January 14th retrograde, the day I'm recording this for you guys. It is a retrograde with Mercury, which is going to almost tap dance between being retrograde in the sign of Capricorn and in the sign of Aquarius. So if you are either one of those signs, you can look into that a little further and see what that might mean for you. But basically, we are going to be feeling the effects of this Mercury retrograde, which ends around February 3rd for about 2 weeks after that. So from probably about a week ago until all the way through February 20th. Now, Mercury rules communication and travel and sometimes technology. So we can really expect miscommunications, like I just made with saying the wrong date, or miscommunications as it relates to anything in our lives. So it could be conversation, it could be emails getting lost, it could be contracts being confusing. So that's why often people will say expect miscommunications, delays in travel, deliveries, issues with tech, or issues with communication in any way. Often we hear don't sign new contracts or don't get into big brand new discussions during a Mercury retrograde. However, I will tell you, if it's something that you've already been having in the works or has already been brewing, it's okay to finalize or to revisit during this time. A lot of people don't like to just start something new as far as communication, documents, travel in a retrograde. So just know there can be some misunderstandings. So what that can mean, it can include things like temper tantrums, feeling like we want to have a temper tantrum, or noticing people around us having temper tantrums. It can be misunderstandings like maybe you're having a chat with someone and the expression on their face you read as being rude when really they're just struggling with something or in deep thought. So one of the tips I'm going to give in just a minute is don't assume things right now. Just ask. Just ask and be very clear about the way you're communicating what you mean and what you need. And don't be afraid to restate yourself if you need to. Now, since this Mercury retrograde bounces between Capricorn and Aquarius, the best way to use this retrograde so that you can thrive is to spend some quiet time going within and reevaluating your big picture goals. So that could be career goals, it could be life purpose, it could be goals in any area of your life, but we're talking about the big picture, kind of longer term goals with everything, including financial goals, and reevaluating what's been working and what's maybe not been working so well in the ways that, especially that we're trying to like hang on to an old normal or, trying to find some version of new normal. Are you being flexible? Are you trying to hold on to an old way of doing things or hoping that, things will become the old normal again? It's not going to happen. So we're going to all need to figure out this balance in trying to have some stability and consistency, but also being able to shift or flow as things continue to change. Now, are you able to be a little bit more in flow during this ever-changing time? This is a great time to reevaluate your efforts in that way. So retrograde is also a great time to reevaluate, renew, reimagine. Think of the words that start with re. Pay attention to your feelings. They can be showing you things that you're hiding even from yourself. Mercury retrograde can reveal parts of ourselves or emotions that we have disowned. An easy way to do that is suppose that something gets rescheduled, right? Because we're in this ever-changing time right now, and you notice that you just feel really sad about that or really frustrated about that. Give yourself some time to sit with that emotion and honor it, accept it, but also think about, okay, is this because I'm trying to hold on to an old normal? Am I being in flow with these ever-changing times? What are these feelings about? Sometimes those feelings can spring up to just show us, something that we're hiding from ourselves. So pay attention, especially to those feelings that rise up during this time. It's a great time to review your relationship with things and people. So I'm going to give you a little fill in the blank. Review my relationship with blank. Is that for some of us, things like diet and exercise or wellness or relationships within our lives or our relationship with our work or with the way that we manage our schedule. So have a think or a remembering about your patterns in that area that you want to focus on this month, and just do some review your relationship with that person or with that topic, and see again what's working and what's not working. Because the way we can thrive in a Mercury retrograde is to do this type of reevaluation so that we can have a better footing to move forward as we move into the future. So some quick and easy tips: resist the urge to judge or assume. Sometimes our emotions can be a little bit heightened or a little bit more on the surface. Often emotions aren't about exactly what we think they're about. They're usually about something a little deeper or more hidden during a retrograde. So resist the urge to judge or to assume. Ask for clarification if you need it, and just reserve judgment for later. Give yourself frequent reality checks. And what I mean by this is obsessive thinking is not your friend right now. So really ruminating or stewing on something that is bothering you is probably not the best. It's great to have a think and a reevaluation or a review, but give yourself reality checks about, what is the truth about this situation right now? And am I getting lost, getting sucked down into emotions that aren't serving me? Or is this way of thinking about things just not working anymore? Obsessive thinking is not our friend during a Mercury retrograde, for sure. It's the way we communicate with ourselves, right? It's also a great opportunity for personal development, especially around being flexible versus being fixed, and personal transformation. So regrouping with yourself. It's time to review, rethink, rework, reinvent, release, and to get re-inspired. We have also a full moon coming up on the 17th, which full moons, if you guys have heard me talk about it before, are all about release. So this combo is a great time to just take a look at what's serving us and what's not serving us. And we can thrive by doing this reevaluation during a retrograde. Harness the power of the retrograde and make it work to your benefit by just being aware that communication can be a little bit difficult, and that we can get into some trouble when we make assumptions or judgments. So just being aware of that, being aware of the emotions that do rise up in you, and taking a pause to evaluate them or to see, what's really underneath that emotion. A great opportunity, like I said, for personal development, time to reinvent yourself or reinvent the way you're perceiving something or doing something, especially as it is around these ever-changing times that we're having. Can you be more go with the flow and less fixed? That's something I'm working on. I'm a Capricorn. And just really a great opportunity to give yourself some reality checks, a more clear view of what exactly are the facts versus what are we assuming or judging, or what are we adding on to things. So Mercury retrograde is only a couple weeks long, but we do feel what's called the shadow on either side of it, which is just the way the energy shifts. We feel it a little bit longer than the actual dates. So be prepared so you can thrive in this Mercury retrograde. It's really nothing to be scared of. And if you know these tips, you can use the energy in the best way to make sure you're thriving through it and set up to take charge as we exit it in the end of February. I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. If you are liking this content, I do have that free 5-day workshop coming up in the Soul Spa Facebook group. So just search Joy's Soul Spa in Facebook groups and you will find us. Quick membership questions, and then you can be a part of the free 5-day workshop, Get Signs for 2022 from Spirit Now, because I want you to have access to know how to work with signs, with your own intuition, and get all the guidance that you need for 2022. That starts January 31st, so you're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you get in the Joy Soul Spa group and sign up. It's totally free, and I hope to see you there. Let me know how you guys are doing through this Mercury retrograde. Are you feeling it on a scale of 1 to 10? How much do you think Mercury retrogrades affect you, your energy, your emotions? 1 being the least and 10 being the most. Let me know. I'm excited to have this chat with you guys, and I will talk to you soon.